Hey, welcome to this week's video. Really good to see you and really good to be back. Man, there's a lot to talk about. It's been an incredible week and a half, and continuing here in Texas and the southern states due to Snowmageddon that came on Valentine's night, which, I guess you could call this sort of a vlog. I do have photos and video that coincide with the story that I'm going to share, but all of you know what happened in the state of Texas due to the polar vortex that came down, and we went into the deep freeze. Let me back it up. You're probably noticing a different background. And I was going to do a regular video last week, but I couldn't because of my work. And I was so excited to reveal the big reveal, this new background and color. I don't know, I had a whim. I decided to go paint shopping and look for something different besides the light gray that I had. It seems like everything is gray these days, all house paint, house colors, everything's gray. So I wanted to bust out of the gray mold, and I went into this deep mauve color, and then I found these really cute string lights. And so anyway, it's a week late, but here it is. So give me a thumbs up and let me know if you like the background, or if the lights are too distracting. I don't know, they can be taken down. I have options. But anyway, that's how last week's video was going to start. Let's rewind to Valentine's Day, and I get a text from my assistant news director saying, we'd like to have you guys come in, meaning the Monday through Friday 6 and 10 p.m. team, to anchor that Sunday night, because that's when the snowstorm was approaching. We all get to the station. It's already starting to come down. It's bitterly cold. There's a wintry precip. There's sleet falling on my windshield. And let me just say for the record, we Texans don't handle this stuff very well because we're not accustomed to it, and our vehicles aren't accustomed to it. And we have lots of bridges and overpasses that freeze very quickly. In an instant, what can seem a little benign outside can turn very treacherous for our city. I was already feeling a little bit of that angst driving into work because I could see all of this freezing precipitation coming down. It's hitting my car, making noise on the car, that sound of sleet. So I finally get to work, and my chief meteorologist is there along with another meteorologist, Justin Stapleton, Chris Gutierrez, and I. And, we're talking about, what's coming in and our coverage and all of that. We finished the late night news, and it has been dumping outside during the time that we've been on the air. Now, I'm a Southern girl, and I prefer warmer climates, so I was completely ill prepared for what I was about to see on my car, which was already a sheet of ice. Thank goodness my co-anchor, who's the most amazing human, who lived in Dallas and also Chicago, came prepared for things like this.
You're the best!
You're the best. Be careful. I'll see you tomorrow. All right.
So he had one of those, there's a name for it. I don't even know the name, but it's an ice scraper, and it gets the ice off of your car. So he's scraping the ice off of my car, and it enables me to get out of there and get home. And I drove incredibly carefully, and I could already tell that there were patches of ice on the freeway and things were getting sketchy. Go to bed that night. It's probably about 12:30 in the morning. Wake up early to a freezing house. Power was knocked off at about 2 o'clock in the morning overnight, Sunday into Monday morning. So it's 2 a.m. Monday morning. We lose power. Open the curtains, and it is a true winter wonderland outside. There are other areas of town, especially to the west and north, that got way more snow than we did, way more. But for us, this is a lot. It looks beautiful, and Oscar's never been out in the snow. For him, it's all fun and games and new discoveries and excitement, and he got the zoomies and he's running around everywhere, and it's really cute. In the meantime, we're all dressed in our ski gear in the house because it's already that cold. Mind you, it's down now to the upper 20s. Inside the house, it was in the 50s, outside upper 20s, and so we're basically living in ski gear. Now I've got to get ready for work, and run the tub, and at least the tub is warm. So I take a super hot bath. I could actually see the steam coming from my bath in my bathroom. The water was that warm and the air was that cold. I wrap up, get out. I'm putting on my makeup in the dark, cheating toward, some natural light, holding a little mirror, trying to get my makeup on and make it to work. Well, by dinner time, we get home and the temperature in the house is even colder, and we make the executive decision that we cannot stay there. We send Oscar to my mother-in-law's. She lives in a high-rise, and their generators were on, so she had power and water, and she has 24-hour nursing care now. So at least somebody was there to take care of Oscar, take him downstairs if he needed to go out, and Nick and I needed to find a place to stay. My mom just has a one-bedroom apartment, so that wasn't an option, and we find a hotel. At this point, all the hotels are booking up. So we go through a friend who has a connection and we get into a hotel and do that. Next day, this is now Tuesday, still no power. We get home and it's the same situation, but the hotel situation, they're not fully prepared for all of this, and so there weren't many food options. We had lost all the food in our refrigerator. Some of the frozen items we stuck outside, but the food itself went bad. Trying to eat something is problematic. And we make a switch to another hotel for the next night, which had better food options, except this hotel didn't have running water. So we had a warm place to stay. We had food to eat, but the toilet situation was another story. So bless their hearts. I mean, the whole, staff is running buckets of water just to be able to flush toilets, and bringing bottled water outside everybody's room and all of that. I think I've lost track on what day it is, but we're home, and Thursday the power comes on. Finally, the power comes on late morning, and we'd been without it since Sunday overnight. And house is slowly starting to warm up. We get back to the house, and sure enough, one of our pipes is leaking, and it's a pipe to a shower for the outdoor area, and we can see it coming out of there. So we're lucky. A dear friend of ours is a contractor who helped build out our backyard. He and his guy came. Thankfully, within an hour, they capped off that pipe, but the problem is all the water ran down the wall, and it's a shared wall into the living room. So the water went down, right, to how things flow, gravity. And so I go in the living room and I see this huge water stain now that's on our stone in the living room, and part of the baseboard is cracked and tearing apart. And so I'm panicking because this is the baseboard to my favorite wall in the house, which was painted by an artist. And I thought, oh my gosh, if there's water damage back there, then there may be water behind that wall and mold, and it would break my heart to tear this wall down. At any rate, it looks like it's limited to just the floor and the baseboard, so that can be remedied, and we'll deal with that when we can get a contractor, because right now it's impossible to get contractors. They are all booked and taken, and there are people still dealing with busted pipes and no running water. So at this point, we're grateful to have power and water, and the rest of the stuff can be handled later. So, okay, so now so now I have an appointment with Saron, who makes it back. Saron has a salon here in Houston and in Dallas, and he had been up in Dallas during the entire time. And he even said to me, oh my goodness, you weren't kidding when you said how bad this was going to be. So he was able to fly in, and I had an appointment with him on Friday. We're talking about all that's been going on, and he shares, what it was like up in Dallas. How did your other salon do?
No water. We still have no water over there.
You have no water there.
I thought we were not going to have water here until yesterday.
At any rate, touches up my hair, fixes my root, gives me a deeper root, and I leave the salon with my blonde hair and my shadow root. So the weekend rolls around, and I'm digging the shadow root. And so this is just how I roll. So I start looking on Pinterest, and I'm looking for blonde, warm blonde, shadow root, all of that. Saron in the meantime has left and has gone back to Dallas. So I'm like, you know me, I can do this. I'm a professional, right? I've colored my hair before. Okay, once I get an idea in my head, there's no letting go. So I imagine what all of this is going to look like, and I go to the store, because you're probably thinking, hey, yo, girl, your hair is a totally different color this week. Yeah. I go to Walgreens and I pick up 3 boxes, a light brown, a medium reddish brown, and kind of a dark blonde. And I figure I can blend and bring the root down and warm it and, you know, and do all of that. So I'm in my bathroom and I'm mixing and I'm blending, and I got the foil cut and I'm sectioning with the little comb, right? I'm acting like total Cerrone, right? I've got my Cerrone cap on, minus the big black glasses. And so I'm going to town and I do the foil, and here's the rule of thumb. Less is more when you do your own at-home hair coloring. And I went way more, which, as you can tell, okay, so disclaimer, as I took everything out and I washed my hair, I was in a bit of a state of shock because the brown did not match the brown on the boxes. It turned into this sort of mushroomy brown, which was not at all what I was aiming for. I was going for more warmth with more golden highlights. And I will tell you this, the lighting here, for some reason, is making it look way better than how it really looks in person, because I am definitely going back for a color correction once Cerrone accepts my what's that expression? Don't apologize. Wait. I got to get this fixed. So, and I did this on a Monday morning before work, which is kind of ballsy in and of itself, but that's how I am. So I roll into work with this kind of mushroomy brown hair that's not at all resembling what it used to resemble. But you know me, that's just kind of who I am and how I do things, and I love change. So I did it. And as I've talked about in numerous videos, when you do things like this, there are a couple of things that can happen. You learn a lot about yourself, that you can succeed and you can fail and make mistakes, and that either is okay, because if you succeed, it's great, and if you fail, well, you learn a lesson. In this particular case, when hair color does not turn out well, 2 tricks. Number 1, wave it, because when you blend the colors together, it kind of hides the bad colors a little bit, and change the style. So I've got it kind of pulled back here because I went way too dark here. When I let it down, maybe you'll see, I don't know. But anyway, there's way too much dark here, and I didn't leave enough light, and so anyway, that's just kind of what happened. That's the week that was, and I, am offering my prayers and my support to those who are still struggling. We've had enormous outreach here in the state of Texas for basic things, shipments of bottled water to help people, because water supply isn't fully on in all of our communities and mud districts. There are people without running water because pipes burst in their homes, and good luck finding a plumber at the moment. I think people are coming in from out of state to help out. So I will, in the description portion of the video, look for links if you feel the need or desire to assist in any way and help this community and all of us in Texas and in the Deep South who were affected by this storm. I will provide some resources if you want to contribute and help aid the relief efforts here, so everybody can get back on their feet, hopefully sooner than later. But you take something like this, Snowmageddon, and you add in COVID, it's complicated, and it's been tough. It's been really, really tough. But you learn resiliency in all of these things. I think that's something that I hope to always bring and share with you, is that there's always something. You can find something to be grateful for. There's always some lesson learned in anything that happens or anything you do to yourself. And that it's all going to be okay. And sometimes we just have to set aside our expectations of things and realize that life deals us what it's going to deal. Press into our faith and into our abilities and what we can do in the moment, and then go seek help if we need to or just can't quite figure it out. For all of you in the South who are listening to this, I'm hugging you and I'm right there with you. You know, as a broadcast journalist and somebody who was, I guess, on the front line of delivering the news and the message, that's what I love most about my other job. I should say my day job, but it's really my night job since I anchor the 6 and 10. Is being that resource for my community. So I'm grateful that I was there to assist and to guide. And I'm sorry that I wasn't here on this platform to be here for you, but I knew once I posted on social media why I wouldn't be here, that you would completely and totally understand. And not only did you understand, you reached out with such kindness and curiosity and hope. You were worried, you were concerned, you knew. I mean, what happened here went global. Everybody knew about it. And so thank you for your compassion and your concern. And we personally are fine, and the community is slowly getting there, but there are people in need, so hopefully we can take care of them in the process. But as I close out this video, I want to encourage you to please let me know what you would like to see from me in the coming weeks and months. You know, we're heading into springtime, and while I do like to take seasonal topics, I also want them to be relatable and practical to where you are in your life right now. Any idea and comment would be great. If you're happy and you know it, clap your hands and give me a 2 thumbs up. The likes are great, the comments are great, and just being with you is really the bomb. Thank you for being here. Hope you like the new set. The hair, not horrible, but it's going to get tweaked. And yeah, that's life, right? C'est la vie. Go out, be bold and be blessed. Love you to pieces, and I'll see you next week.